Hey everyone, I've been getting a lot of requests to do a cryptocurrency project review for Santa Coin. So here are 5 ways you can look at a cryptocurrency project to tell whether or not it's a good investment. Now, this is not financial advice, but these are the methods that I use to tell whether or not I should look further into a cryptocurrency project. And these are things you can do to check right off the bat whether or not something has a lot of red flags and is more likely a scam, or whether or not it might be worth doing more of the research and looking into it more on your own time. So we're going to start right off the bat here by going to CoinGecko, and you can use either CoinGecko or CoinMarketCap. Either one works. I prefer CoinGecko because I found it to have a better listing of low cap gems, especially during the bear market. It's great now during the bull market. CoinMarketCap has really picked up, but I just kind of got used to it over the past couple of years here on CoinGecko. So that's the one I'm going to be using. So you want to go to Santa Coin. You should be able to search it for both CoinGecko and CoinMarketCap, and just go to your search bar. And this holds for any cryptocurrency that you are looking up. Okay, so Santa Coin here looks like it's number 920. It's down 40%, which is already kind of a red flag that it can see that much volatility in a day. So the first thing you want to do is you want to take the contract address if you can, and you want to go to Token Sniffer. Let me just remove the former. So here on Token Sniffer, you can look up a token. This was another one I was asked to review. You can see the token name here, and the contract address, and it gives you this neat risk score. So this one was actually a rug pull, a 0 out of 100, which is a high risk. And this indicator basically shows what the things you would look for on a contract, not necessarily line by line code for whether or not it's going to be a rug pull, but just general things like what the buying and selling fee are, whether or not you can sell the token. For instance, some tokens make you buy them, but then they don't allow you to sell them. Whether or not there are ownership renunciations, which basically means that the owner doesn't own or control the contract and can change the contract at any time in the future. Liquidity locked. Here they want a majority of the liquidity locked or burned so that someone can't just dump their tokens on the market, things like that. So we copied the token for the contract address for Santa Coin here, and we're going to paste it and then search it up. And this will give us a really quick spit out of whether or not this project has a lot of these indicators. So I don't know if that updated. Oh, it did. So we have Santa Coin now. It is still a 0 out of 100. So that is a pretty big red flag that a lot of the indicators, the warning lights are beeping for this one. So we can go down and see what the brief summary is. It looks like the buy fee is 14% and the sell fee is 14%. So automatically, if you put $100 in, and then you take $100 out, you are losing $14 in that initial purchase, and then another 14 on that sell. Another thing, it looks like they want all holders to possess less than 5% of the token supply, which is not the case. Now, this isn't necessarily a bad thing, but we can actually go and view what the token holders actually hold by clicking on the, in case you missed that, you click on view holders here, and it will let you hop on over and see. So we see that the burn address has 50% of the supply, which is a good thing. And none of the other addresses have more than 5%. So this was kind of a false flag one, that it registered that burn address as a address that holds more than 5% of the supply. But as you can see, it actually doesn't. So some of these indicators are really nifty, but they don't always show you the full picture, which is why you want to do the second thing that we look for with a coin and go to their home page. Now, the home page is really important because it can tell us a lot about the project, but what we want to look for in particular is the founding team. You want to make sure the founding team is not anonymous, because an anonymous team is the easiest way to become a victim of a rug pull, because if a team's anonymous, then they can just pull the liquidity and their money at any time, and you can't really do anything about it because you don't know them. Typically, you have a team section or maybe an about section. So I'm not seeing anything about their team here. Tokenomics, also nothing. KYC is another term used for finding out the names and identities of the team members. So we're just going to check that out. An audit report is a good thing to review, as is their light paper. So let's see, KYC verification certificate, Interfy network. So it doesn't look like this is actually giving us any of the information on the founders. So we can't look them up ourselves. If we could, we would typically go to LinkedIn or Twitter and look up their accounts and see what their history is. LinkedIn, you want to check the connections, see how many connections they are or how many connections they have. And then Twitter, you want to see how far back their account goes. For instance, if they have, 4 people on their founding team, all of them have Twitters and all of their Twitters are, older than 3 years, then they're clearly, or they've been around for a while. However, if they have, say, 2 founding members on their team on Twitter and both of them have only started posting in the last couple of weeks, that could be a red flag. But the fact that we can't even find their team is another warning sign. It looks like Interfy has verified them though. So let's check out Interfy networks. I'm not familiar with them. Santa Coin. So this is on GitHub on Interfy. Is this the audit report? Audit. Okay. So they audited the smart contract. What is this underlined? At the time of the audit, the smart contract has not been deployed on any blockchain. The contract can be edited, altered, or modified before deployment. So that's another red flag. It's this, they're saying here in the underlined important part that they did audit the contract, but this was before it was actually live, which means that the team could have changed it and then uploaded it. Which is a red flag just because we don't know who the team is. This is the light paper, so we'll come back to that. So here, this would be another red flag. So we have that first one where you want to check token sniffer. You have finding the team, which we cannot seem to do. And then you want to find if the token has utility. So to do this, you look at the light paper and you want to check what the, where is it? Okay, so under the light paper, you basically want to go through, read this whole thing, see if it makes sense. That's a major stumbling block for a lot of projects in that most of this doesn't need to be so complicated that it can't be explained to a 5th grader. And if you can't have it displayed clearly to explain to a 5th grader, that is kind of a warning sign that either they don't have a great team putting this together, or it's something where they're just trying to throw up a bunch of smoke and mirrors, vaporware kind of stuff, and then get people to start investing in them just because. So what we want to look for is utility. In addition to readability, play to earn, racing. Okay, so they are a play to earn system, a game, a DApp, and a swap. Ecosystem. BUSD reflection basically means that they will give their token holders returns whenever people buy and sell the token. Okay, so the utility doesn't really seem clear, which is kind of a warning sign. But this is something you would want to do if you're going to invest in the project. Go through and read this whole thing. And if it does not make sense, try to find out if that's because you're still learning about cryptocurrencies and it's just something you're a little unfamiliar with. Like reflection isn't talked about too much in cryptocurrency, but that's a legitimate thing. So you'll want to check those out and find out what you can from the white paper. And if it still doesn't make much sense after additional research, that's a red flag. Additionally here, the utility, it seems to be a play to earn system. You would want to look more in depth into this to find that out though. But is that something you want to invest in? This is basically like a stock and a category of a stock, for instance, sector, like the tech sector or the food sector or real estate sector in stocks. And so you want to find out if this is a coin that is in a sector, so to speak, that you are interested in. And with Santa Coin, it is looking like a play to earn system. So that is a trending narrative that could be good for the coin short term. But if you are investing long term, you would want to look at what your long term strategy is. So that's another thing you want to check out when you are looking at these coins. The last thing we are going to check out is the roadmap, and we want to make sure their roadmap seems legitimate and it has long-term kind of goals that are not necessarily like get listed on an exchange or get a whole bunch of people to buy our token. You want something that's like produce a product or roll out this software so that people can start using it and get feedback or something like that. So here we have conceptualization, September 2021. So this is a very, very new project. Early October 2021, design the homepage, get an audit. So this means they went in like a month period and got the contract live. So that's kind of a red flag. I think Bitcoin took like a year to develop with a team of some of the best developers in the world. Ethereum, same thing. Most good projects take a really long time. Now, there are a lot of make your own token opportunities now where people will sell like you can pay $100 to have them automatically generate a cryptocurrency for you that is a token on a smart chain, similar to what we have here with Santa Coin on Binance Smart Chain. But that's also not necessarily something that looks like it was done for the long term. So if you are investing in that, keep in mind that this could be a short-term get in, get out kind of thing. They IDO'd on Pink Sale and then launched on PancakeSwap, listing on CoinGecko, CoinMarketCap. They are planning to do aggressive marketing with Twitter influencers. So that's something, if you're seeing this from Twitter, keep in mind that that could be because of promotions that they are paying for, not necessarily people finding the project because it's good. And here, TBD, they don't have too much of a plan for 2022 after March. They're hoping to be listed on a centralized exchange. We did talk about this a little bit, that's not a very long-term sustainable roadmap and growth plan. Launch our play-to-earn car racing NFT game and strategic partnerships. So they are planning to go all in on this gaming and NFT platform push. So overall, this project doesn't look like it has too much long-term potential. Short term, it could definitely pump, though. It is Santa Coin, and we've got a couple months until Christmas, or about a month and a half at this point. So it'll likely experience some push upwards around that time. People just buy what's trending, and the holidays will be trending soon. But in terms of long-term growth, I don't see too much potential here. Again, we looked at the roadmap. We looked at the token sniffer score, which was 0 out of 100, not a great sign. And we cannot find the team. That team is the thing that bothers me the most, because that's the biggest red flag. So if you have any questions about this, drop them in the comments. I think that's about enough for you to get an idea of how to do these sorts of quick breeze through reviews on your own, and then how you can look more in detail later, reading things like the white paper, or in this case, the light paper, and doing things like checking out their social medias, seeing how much activity there is on their social medias. In this case, they just have that Twitter, Telegram, and Medium pages. So hope you found this helpful. Remember to like the video so that more people can see it, and share it with anyone you know who has questions about Santa Coin. I'll be linking in the description some additional resources you can look at for cryptocurrencies, and hopefully you found this helpful. So I'll see you next time. Make sure you subscribe if you want to get continued updates and information on cryptocurrency and finance related content. And thanks for tuning in.